Hello, and welcome to Stories with Santa. Today's story is titled Off to Washington. The kids head to Washington, D.C. to receive a service award from the president for their hours of community service. While in the nation's capital, the kids have a chance to visit some historical locations throughout the city. The President's Call to Service Award is awarded by the President of the United States to people who have completed more than 4,000 hours of community service. It is the highest level of the President's Volunteer Service Award. Off to Washington. AJ is a little songbird who loves to dance and listen to all types of music. Age 7. Solomon is the foodie. He loves to eat. He's always waiting by the kitchen to see what is cooking. Age 7. Shaheem loves to draw. He wants to be an artist someday and have his work featured in an art gallery. Age 8. Latrell wants to own his own business and wear nice suits to work. Age 10. Talia wants to be a chef someday, so that she can make some great cuisines and share her love for food. Age 13. The kids are so very excited about taking a trip to Washington, D.C. to be honored for their more than 6,500 hours of community service. It is their first time ever flying in an airplane, so they are all excited. Not knowing who they will be honored by, AJ hopes to visit the White House and meet the first family. The airline stewardess announces that Flight 810 to Washington, D.C. is ready for takeoff. The kids are now seated and have fastened their seatbelts. How long was this plane ride? Latrell asked. We should land in about 2 hours, the airline stewardess replies. After a short 2-hour flight, the kids land in Washington, D.C. and are ready to see some of the historical sites of the city. Solomon yells, I can't wait to see the White House. On the way to their hotel, AJ spots the blooming pink trees which are called cherry blossoms. The kids stop for a closer look. Talia says, wow, they are really pretty. The annual Cherry Blossoms Festival draws the attention of thousands of people from around the world who travel to the city during the peak blooming season. The children arrive at the Hay Adams Hotel where they will be staying for the next few days. Shaheem asks, are we really staying at this big hotel? Talia says, yes, we will be staying here. This historic hotel was named after John Hay, private assistant to President Abraham Lincoln and later Secretary of State, and Henry Adams, an acclaimed author and descendant of U.S. President John Adams and John Quincy Adams. After checking into their hotel room and leaving behind their luggage, the kids set out to do a little sightseeing in the city. The first stop on their list of places to visit is the Washington Monument, so they head there first. Finding the Washington Monument is easy since it stands tall above many other buildings. Talia explains, this is the Washington Monument. It was built in honor of George Washington, who led the country to independence and later became the first president. The monument is shaped like an Egyptian obelisk and it stands 555 feet above ground. Not that far from the Washington Monument is the Lincoln Memorial, so the kids decide to stop there next. This memorial honors the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. AJ says, he's the guy who helped abolish slavery and issued the Emancipation Proclamation. Talia asks, it was the beginning of freedom for many African Americans in the United States. The kids decide to visit the zoo to see the famous baby panda, Tyshawn. they had seen and heard so much about on the news. The pandas were all nestled in for the day, so the kids were able to get a good view. Shaheem laughs. The pandas are so big and cuddly. The kids start to get hungry, so they head out to find something to eat. After hours of walking around, the kids decide to stop at Ben's Chili Bowl for a bite to eat. Rubbing his belly, Solomon says, I can't wait to taste one of these famous hot dogs. Ben is a family-owned business that started in 1958 by a husband and wife team. The business is known locally for its chili dogs, half-smoked, and milkshakes. During the riots of 1968, after the killing of Dr. Martin Luther King, Ben stayed open to help feed the police and activists during those trying times. As the kids sit and eat their hot dogs and french fries, they notice some pictures of different celebrities hanging on the wall. Over the years, many celebrities such as President Barack Obama, Dave Chappelle, and Chris Tucker, to name a few, have left their mark. After a long day of touring around the city, the kids are in bed, ready to get a good night's sleep. Talia says, good night. Tomorrow we will ride the metro and visit the home of Frederick Douglass. The morning comes and the kids head out to continue the touring the city. Talia says, this is the historic home of Frederick Douglass. He lived here for almost 20 years. Throughout his life, he did many things to help African Americans. He served as an advisor to presidents. He was an author, journalist, and social reformer, to name a few of the many things he did. Frederick Douglass was a great leader who fought to end slavery in the United States. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is known for his famous I Have a Dream speech during the March on Washington. He was a civil rights activist who spoke on behalf of African American people. He wanted equal rights for all people of color. He wanted the people to love one another and not hate based on the color of their skin. After seeing the MLK Memorial, the kids headed over to visit the World War II Memorial. This site is dedicated to honor those who fought and lost their lives in the war for our country. Shaheem says, wow, a lot of people died. Talia answers, yes, they did. These were some brave men and women to stand and fight for our country. As the children start to wind down for the day, they make one last stop at the U.S. Capitol building. The U.S. Capitol building is where Congress, the federal government, and legislators meet to talk about important business and make decisions. The Capitol covers a ground area of 175,170 square feet and has a floor area of about 16.5 acres. The bronze statue stands at the top of the Capitol's dome and is known as the Statue of Freedom, which stands 19 feet, 6 inches tall and weighs approximately 15,000 pounds. Talia said, it's morning and we have got to get moving. We have a big day planned for us. We are going to meet a family that has changed America. Our ride is waiting, so let's go. The kids are picked up by a limousine and driven to the White House. When they arrive, the red carpet is all rolled out, making it a first-class experience. AJ shouts, OMG, we are really at the White House. President Obama says, it's wonderful to have you here. I hope that your trip to Washington has been pleasant. AJ answers, we have seen so many places and to be here at the White House makes it even better. The president reaches out to shake Shaheem's hand. Once inside, the kids are welcomed by Mrs. Obama and their daughters, Malia and Sasha. Mrs. Obama says, welcome to our home. We are looking forward to spending the day with you all. President Obama shares a few fun facts about the White House before taking the kids on a short tour. There are 132 rooms, 35 bathrooms, 6 levels, 412 doors, 147 windows, 28 fireplaces, 8 staircases, and 3 elevators. Solomon stepped up to the podium to get a feel of what it's like to be in the president's shoes. "This makes me nervous just standing here," Solomon says. The kids made a stop by the main kitchen in the White House to get a snack. The president says, "These are some of my favorite foods I like to eat." AJ replies, "I love pizza." The kids stop off at the White House Theater for a 3D movie with Malia and Sasha. As they continue on their tour, they spotted Vice President Biden in his office. "Mr. Vice President, do you mind taking a selfie with us?" Solomon asks. President Obama says, "Before you go, Michelle and I would like to present each one of you with the President's Call to Service Award Medal for your outstanding community service. I understand that you all combined have served more than 6,500 hours of community service." Talia says, "It has been a great day and an honor to spend our final day in Washington with the First Family. We appreciate your hospitality. It's time that we get going." Mrs. Obama said, "It has truly been a blessing to have you all here with us today. I hope that you enjoyed your visit." As the trip comes to an end, the kids are saying their goodbyes to Malia, Sasha, and the family dogs. As they are leaving to end their amazing trip to Washington, D.C., the kids get a picture with the family, including the dogs, outside on the White House lawn. "Because of your service and dedication to the community, Mrs. Obama and I would like to send you back home on Air Force One," President Obama declares. Talia shouts, "Wow, this is amazing. This has been a fun, educational trip." The kids wave goodbye before boarding the plane. The kids waved goodbye before boarding the plane. The end. Off to Washington. What a wonderful story and a really fun sounding trip too. I hope you enjoyed today's story time. I look forward to seeing you again for our next story time. And remember, so you're looking for a Santa with a slightly darker hue? Send me a message. Let's see what I can do. Ho, ho, ho!